You've covered so many players in so many sports at the college level, but you seem to have especially been touched by Tiana. Is that the case?
Yeah, without question. I just think, I mean, to give you the whole story, it's like she arrives on campus and you're not sure what this, player coming from Australia is going to be about. And then you watch her for 5 minutes and she's one of the most exciting players that I've ever seen in all my years of covering SU and doing some NBA stuff here on the West Coast, like and WNBA. I'm just like, I'm still blown away by Tiana's talents. And I know she'd be playing in the W today if it wasn't for these health issues and now her passing. But it was first that. And then you talked to her and she just lit up any room she walked into. It was just the biggest sweetheart ever. And so certainly that takes it to the next level, right? But then it's this cancer fight. And just seeing how she approached it, like it's totally understandable when you and certainly thankfully I don't know from personal experience, but when you get a diagnosis like that, like it's totally okay to just focus on living, focus day to day. But that wasn't Tiana because living to Tiana was playing basketball. And so this whole time, even with these dire diagnoses, it was about how can I get back in the basketball court? And she did it as we saw at Syracuse. And then after the second one, she did it again in Australia. I mean, she came back again after the second diagnosis, after everything came back. It's just one, and you put all that in perspective. It's just the most brave athlete I've covered in maybe my whole career. On top of it, it was just somebody that you could really relate to. It was somebody that you enjoyed talking to. I mean, I hadn't talked to her in person since I was Syracuse, but there'd always be, a message on an Instagram story. Hey, hope you and the family are great. Oh my God, your little boy's getting so big. That sort of stuff. And that's who Tiana was. Maybe you interviewed a few years ago, but she never forgot you and always remembered everything about you and was just one of the most special people anywhere. And that's why this is so hard for so many people.
There is a particular unfairness about it, given her age and given her talent. Yet she was quite willing to share her journey, and she shared a lot of it with you over the years. Do you know why she was so open about it?
I think she was cognizant of how she could inspire people with her strength. Because I remember when we did that interview, gosh, it was 2019. That when I say the interview is when she was going through her first diagnoses and she was trying to come back, and we're talking about it at the Mello Center. Um, and I even remember then, like she had people sending her messages on social media saying like, "Hey, you give me strength and courage that I can beat my own diagnosis and things of that sort." So I think she was aware of it from the get-go that her sharing this journey would maybe give that little extra boost because of course she knew firsthand how difficult it was. It would give somebody in a similar situation, the boost that they needed. I think she was fully aware of that. And sure, along the way, I'm sure part of it was knowing how much love she had in Syracuse. It didn't matter that it was a few years since she played. She knew how much Syracuse loved her, and I think that it meant something to her to be able to share with her people in Central New York, what was going on, how she was fighting, and we knew it was going to be a fight the whole way because of how brave she was.
You and I both interviewed so many people. Sometimes people are one way off camera, they're another way on camera. I'm guessing that was not the case with her.
No, T, what you saw was what you got with T, man. She was that same smile like that lit up a room. Like I've said that term a few times already because it is truly the best way to describe her. That's who she was. I always remember, obviously I had gotten to know her first from the basketball, then, going through the cancer stuff. And I even remember I was doing an interview on the football team, and the person she was dating at the time was on the football team. So she was like waiting outside and she ran into Farah and they were just like talking like they had known each other for 20 years. It was literally the first time they met because that's who T is. Like she's just this person that loves life. She loves people. And certainly it's so funny because I said this a minute ago, even after I had left Syracuse and her playing career was done in Syracuse. Like she was just so interested in seeing our little boy growing up and things like that. And I'm like, listen, I've interviewed a lot of people that I'm quite fond of, coaches, players, you name it. And yeah, some of them I send pictures of the little guy too, but it was Tiana who was always like genuinely interested, like, hey, what's going on? How are you? How's the family? I hope life is great. Um, yeah, so that's my long rambling answer to she is genuine. What you saw, that smile, that high energy on the court, that's who she was off it too, and was just the most caring person you could ever meet. And again, that's what it's the unfairness, like you said, Michael, but it's just how sad, how great of a person she is because she is that special. She is that unique, one of a kind, lovely in every way. And that's really what makes this so hard.